and I'm most honoured to have been asked to speak to you about Mountains of the Moon University and why I believe it is so important to support it and help it to grow to the great institution that we planned in the early years. It is an institution that nurtures independent and creative thinkers who are able to use their knowledge to get things done. And a university which will foster peace and reconciliation and become the powerhouse for the regeneration and development of the Western region and beyond. This is why MMU was established as a community university owned by all the people through the district councils and religious bodies, both Christian and Muslim. And I believe deeply that MMU has been established to be of benefit. You who I'm talking to at the moment are all people of influence and position, and I would ask each of you to use all the resources that you can muster to obtain the long-term finance which Mountains of the Moon University so greatly needs. I would like to tell you the story of a 15-year-old boy in Fort Portal for whom Mountains of the Moon University was so important that he made a choice of great sacrifice to himself. In 2007, Fort Portal was invaded by a gang of children who spent their time stealing laptops. And these laptop computers were then sent to this 15-year-old boy because he was a genius at breaking passwords. Now, one of our staff had her laptop stolen. But when this boy took off the password and he found that this machine belonged to Mountains of the Moon University, he was deeply upset because at the age of 15 he said, "This is my university. It is my university and I do not want to harm it." So he handed in the laptop and himself, and I think he gave quite a lot of useful information to the police, and for his pains he went to prison for 6 months. But if young people in the community of Fort Portal and the Western region feel so strongly that they own the university and it is going to be of great value to them and their families, then I think that I can reasonably ask that all of you listening to this would show some commitment like him and do everything that you can to help Mountains of the Moon University become the great institution which it is able to come.
I'm Xavier Gelling. I'm working at the Ghent University. I'm a professor at that university, Faculty of Bioscience Engineering, and I'm a coordinator of a project financed by the Flemish Inter-University Council, which is a group of Belgian universities sponsoring projects in the developing world. And Mountains of the Moon University was selected to be a partner for a period of 12 years, so it's quite a long period. We invest a total budget of about 3 million euro. And the selection of Mountains of the Moon University is based on the fact that it is a community-based university, which is quite characteristic, which is quite specific, in a sense that it is founded by the community, it is run by the community, and it is quite oriented towards the community. It means that both education and research really focuses on the priorities set by the local community here in the western part of Uganda, and more specifically the Rwenzori region. So that was one of the main issues that convinced us to really collaborate with this university. We were charmed by the fact that the team leading the university is really motivated, is really focused on that issue, and being a young university founded in 2005, it could definitely use our help, and we are convinced that even working with a small amount for a period of 12 years, 3 million euro is not such a big amount. We are convinced that we can have an impact even with such a limited amount of money, of resources. Within the context of our collaboration, we will mainly focus on two specific sectors. Being part of the agribusiness sector, we will work on the dairy sector on the one hand and the aquaculture sector on the other hand. The collaboration is really focused on the development, meaning that it is supposed to have an impact at the level of the community in terms of increased welfare, increased well-being, and let's go for it, I would say.
Deutsche Bank has been partnering with MMU for the last few years in trying to go ahead and promote the community-based university that's here in Fort Portal. One of the wonderful things about the program is allowing volunteers like myself from Deutsche Bank to go ahead and give back to not just the community, but the larger community. As we help here at MMU, we help students that are going to build their education and that will be the future workers for this country. We're hoping that also by giving our expertise to the staff here that we can build the brand of MMU and promote this community-based learning university. The Corporate Social Responsibility Program at Deutsche Bank is expanded to many parts of the world. The partnership that they have with MMU is not unique. We have partnerships with other organizations around the world. But this particular program seems to be working very well. We have, over the years, we've continued the process from the previous volunteers, and we've seen progress. We would think that other people would want to also spend the time to look into how they can partner with MMU, because it's an investment in the future of this community here in Fort Portal, of Uganda in general, and of most of Africa, as well as the whole world.
So greetings to Kampala from Dublin, Ireland. It's great to be able to join you for this fundraiser in support of Mountains of the Moon University. And it's great to be a part, even a very small part, of the MMU story. I've been asked why it is that I was interested in this story, and I think it's very simply that the MMU story speaks to human empowerment, close to my heart. And it speaks to men and women of vision and practical patriotism in Fort Portal and here in Ireland, who believed correctly, in my view, that a university could be an engine of economic transformation in Fort Portal and more widely. And it was back in 2004, I think Patrick Davey came to me with a rather audacious notion that he wanted to set up a university in Fort Portal. The only little problem was he didn't have any resources. So I was very impressed both by his audacity, by his vision, and by the practical quality of what it was he wanted to do and what the people in Fort Portal wanted to do. And I got to meet those people shortly thereafter. People like Professor Rugumayo, Professor Samana, Dr. Kagambe, and many others, including Father Albert, who is no longer with us. And I was hugely impressed by their integrity by their commitment to making a real practical difference to the lives of people in Fort Portal and the surrounding areas. In my view, there is no better way to prepare for the challenges that lie ahead than by investing in a nation's its human capital. MMU does precisely that by providing its students with the practical skills and resilience that will be vital to the future of Uganda. By supporting MMU with your generosity tonight, you are doing not just the right thing for MMU's sake. I believe it's an investment in the future of Uganda and of its people. I hope you will have a great night. I hope you will loosen your purse strings. And in conclusion with an Irish saying, Guillaume ra an ober agus ganairi gagyal live. Goodbye, good luck, have a great evening.